Well, thank you for coming here today. I'm glad you made some time because I was walking by and I found this place, but I never came. I was waiting for the right person to bring with me. I feel like I found the right person.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm a native Detroiter right here.
Dude.
Happy about coming down, finding new spots, especially down here in Midtown.
Yeah.
So, and it's really cool because it's a music lounge.
It's not okay. So I can appreciate it on a very superficial level. I'm like, it's cool. It's very funky. It's got its own little character.
Yeah.
But I feel like you would really appreciate. Like you could probably name some songs that are playing, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when I first came in and realized that it's a music lounge, what I didn't realize is that it is house music.
It's house music.
Yeah, they play a lot of house music.
Really?
Are you familiar with house music?
Unfortunately, the places that I grew up, music wasn't very big part of the culture.
Right.
So I feel like I missed out. I don't really know much about house music. And
now, are
things
you
like
talking
that.
about where you grew up in Tehran, or are you talking about Phoenix? Where are you talking?
Little column A, little column B,
Well,
it's
being that you're a transplant, I want to give you a really quick thumbnail sketch about what house music is in Detroit.
Ooh, lucky me.
Yeah, lucky you. Well, house music started out in the clubs in Detroit and in the gay culture, where it was dance music that came out of the late 70s, okay? With the beats, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Just the driving beats in the club, Studio 54, all that back in the late 70s. And so Detroit started this thing called electronic music, okay? Where it's nothing but synthesized music. No instruments, music from synthesizers, drum machines, beats. It all started right here in Detroit.
Wow.
And it actually became known as house music.
So it originated here.
It originated right here in Detroit.
Wow.
Just like Motown back in the 60s,
Yeah.
house music originated here. So kids, like I was back in the early 80s, were on the forefront of learning about this music. And we brought it to the masses. And it eventually just spread from Detroit to Chicago to New York, all the way overseas to Germany.
Yeah, everywhere.
And it went everywhere.
Viral.
It spread all over the world.
I'm pretty sure I heard it in Iran when I was riding my camel.
Yeah,
my little boombox on my shoulder,
But I found, since you found this place, the owner is one of the guys that used to do this back in the day.
You know him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So that was
Crazy.
a cool little happenstance that you fell upon him to come in here and to hear this type of music.
I did it on purpose.
I know.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
But it's cool though. It's cool.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you're the type of person that brings these type of places to the forefront, so that people that may not know about the spot can know about it now.
So you're a cop, right? How long have you been a cop?
Well, I'm a state trooper. I've been a state trooper for 25 years. But you know me from doing what?
Stand-up comedy.
But I'm from Detroit originally, which is cool because oftentimes when I tell people I'm from Detroit, they automatically assume that I grew up poor. I didn't. My parents had money, which made it hard for me to be angry at the white man because he was our accountant. And
there you go.
How did you even get into stand-up?
Well, I decided. So what?
Come on, it's like night and day.
It's random from
It's
being
so
the police
random.
to being the.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah,
Huh?
one's so serious, and the other one you're just laughing at the world.
I get the wrong impression. I tell a few edgy jokes, I tell a few racial jokes. I am not a racist, I'm a cop. And
Well, me, I laugh on both jobs. So.
That's good. That's good.
But the reason why I got into stand-up comedy from my day job career is because I wanted to show people that cops are not all mean. They have personalities. They have.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we're all human too.
What? You're not robots?
No, we're not robots.
Amazing show, pure comedy at its best.
It was a great show.
This was a great show. Dwayne Gill is the best.
So I got into doing stand-up back in the early 90s. It as something to do as a hobby, and it turned into a whole nother career.
Do you remember if was there like a moment in time when you were like, yeah, this is what I want to do?
Oh yeah, the very first time I was on stage.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you remember your first joke?
I can't say I remember my very first joke, but what I do remember is what got me started in doing stand-up comedy. I used to work backstage at the Fox Theater, and I saw Bill Bellamy do stand-up.
Oh, wow.
Right. And he was doing this joke called booty call. You heard of booty call, right? Well, you probably got somebody probably made a booty call before, right?
I know.
They don't make booty calls in Tehran. They don't make booty calls in Tehran.
They send a pigeon with a note attached to the flag.
Well, what a
Those
booty.
were text messages.
Well, yeah, text message that right. Well,
Yeah.
what a booty call is when you calling up some booty in the middle of the night, right?
Oh.
So nowadays, to you, with the text messages is, yo, you up?
Oh, is that it? You don't just send a dick
You up,
pic?
right? I never
Things are
said
moving
that.
fast these days,
I know. But he was doing a comedy bit about it, and it was so funny. People were laughing. I thought it was the funniest thing ever, and it made me want to do stand-up. So I asked him, I said, hey man, how did somebody get into stand-up comedy?
You got to talk to him?
I did.
Oh, wow.
I was backstage. I used to do backstage security.
Oh,
And he said, all you have to do is do open mic nights, go to the club, do open mic, and I didn't even know what open mic was.
Yeah.
But I found out, and then a little while later, I went up, did open mic at the Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase in Ann Arbor.
Mm-hmm.
And for the first time, I did 5 minutes of jokes. I got up on stage, told some jokes, people laughed, and I was hooked.
a lot of like hecklers though,
Yeah,
right?
hecklers. Yeah, I've had hecklers.
How do you deal with that? That must throw you off your game a little bit, no?
Well, usually the people that get hecklers are people that are not really interesting comedians, because you got to
Really?
hold the audience's attention, right?
Okay.
But I've had hecklers before. Like one time I had a heckler that it was a lady that kept on interrupting my act.
Yeah.
And so she'll raise her hand and ask a question. I'm like, we're not in school. I'm like, what
are you doing?
I'm like, what do you want? She's like, well, I just wanted to tell you that my boyfriend has a 12-inch cock. And I'm like, really?
No, she didn't.
Yeah. And I looked at her and I said, is that your boyfriend? She said, yeah. I said, sir, you have a 12-inch cock? He says, yes, I do. I said, well, take it out, shove it down her throat so she shut the fuck up.
Now that's how you do it right
That's
there.
how you deal with a
Oh my
heckler.